All right, so we're coming at you from the shop today, and as you can see, we've got an open bay here. There's a few tools on the floor, and we're going to do a little project that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I don't know that it will be of any interest to anybody, but it might be. Over the years, being a mechanic for almost 40 years now, I have run across a lot of tire chains, snow chains, heavy duty ones, light duty cable chains. And I'm like, it only snows here once in a great while, if ever. It hasn't snowed the last couple seasons, but everybody gets panicked and they go out and buy snow chains and they sit around and then they sit in the trunk of a car. I buy the car, I sell the car, we scrap the car, and the tire chains are left. And I was like, what am I going to do with tire chains? So today I'm going to show you what I did with old tire chains. Now these are old truck tire chains, the old-fashioned good ones. I don't even know what size they are, but they're pretty heavy-duty chains. They got the clips and the latches and all the good stuff on them. Again, it doesn't snow around here, so tire chains are not very useful to me. So what I did, and maybe you can guess what I'm going to do, is I took the full set of chains like this and I cut out the tire tread parts. There's a pile of the cross chains there. I used my big bolt cutters and I cut out all the center parts. So I now have two long strings of medium duty chains. What are we gonna do with that? I've got a gardening tip for you green thumb auto mechanics out there. Let's go see what we can do with these tire chains. Okay, so we've got our string of tire chains laying out on the floor here. We have a pair of pliers and a couple of flexible metal connections. These were pegboard holders that I have no use for, but I'm going to use them in this project. And we have a step ladder right there. Let's go put all this stuff to work and see what happens. Okay, so we got our chains and our pliers and our connections, our step ladder, and we got our trellis above our gate here. It's a metal trellis that I built years ago, and I always wanted something to grow across and make a nice green arch, kind of block out the scenery behind there because it's not so great, and make a pretty arch. I've tried by having or hanging potted plants, and that has not done so well because you got to water them, and it's the middle of summer and the potted plants go dead. So we're going to take the potted plants down and we are going to train our honeysuckle vines, which I grew from starts. This is this here, and I put a couple rods in there on those chains that we're going to hang from those little loops right there on the ends of those pipes. And what I want to do is to train the honeysuckle to grow across the trellis and create a nice arbor of green. This one here isn't as long, but you can see it's blooming. It looks gorgeous. The hummingbirds love it, the ants love it, the bees love it, and let's get to work and see what we can do here. Spruce up our trellis a little bit. All right, for you green thumb mechanics, we'll let that truck go by. We've cheated a little bit. I couldn't quite hook the chain to the end loop. I didn't think that was going to work so well, so I slid it using its own tire clasp about halfway down on the rod and angled it a little bit toward my honeysuckle, and then zip tied the honeysuckle to the chain. And I hope that this summer it takes off. I'm going to give it some water, and I'm hoping that I end up with a lot more of these honeysuckle blooms to put across my trellis. And you can see this one is growing a little faster and should be a little better prepared to make it across the top. But I grew these from basically nothing, and the dirt here is really hard and dry, so I'm hoping for the best. They're looking good. Hope to have some nice flowering blooms and a nice honeysuckle. Stella, what do you think? Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, Stella. Stella wants some nice honeysuckle blooms too to go across her trellis. Trellis for Stella.